and welcome back to my channel. Long time no see, right? I've been sharing mainly in Arabic because I traveled to Iraq, so it's been, I don't know, over a month that I did not share anything in English. I'm so sorry, but I'm back today with a brand new video. I know that you guys been waiting for this video for so long, so finally I'm out here with my babies. I'm gonna share all the books that I studied throughout all these years of me being a language learner. If you're new to my channel, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Mahia. I'm from Iran. I'm 23. I studied Chinese language and business in China, and right now I live in Istanbul, Turkey. I can speak in 9 languages. Throughout these 13 years of learning 9 languages, I spent so much money buying different books, and these are not all the books that I studied, you guys. These are only the books that I have in Turkey. I have more books in Iran, more books in China because I still have my stuff in China. So these are not all I have. For the books that I studied 10 years ago or 7 years ago that are still in Iran, I have the pictures here on my iPad. I'm gonna still share with you guys. So we have more books than these. And there are also some books that I decided not to buy because, you know, like, come on, I have so many books already. I use PDF, so I'm gonna also share them with you guys. I have them on my iPad. So this video is gonna be quite long because I will go through all the books that I studied throughout these 13 years for 9 languages. Of course, I'm in love with all of my books, but there were some books that I regret buying. So I will be sharing those books with you guys so that you don't have to make the same mistake, and you can save money. Okay, let's get started with my favorite Spanish books. So I want to start with my main resource. So these books are course books, so these books are not good for those who want to study Spanish by their own. So these books were the ones that I studied at school with a teacher. It's called Prisma. I will write the names here and there, so don't worry. I studied A1, A2, B1, B2, as you can see. Don't trust these books for self-studying, so have that in mind. I'm gonna be quite fast because I have so many books I want to talk about, so just let's go fast. So these were my main resources. I had 4 books for self-studying. These 4. Again, don't worry, I will have all the names here for vocabulary and grammar. These books are great if you want to self-study Spanish. I absolutely loved it, and I was able to pass my DELA exam using these books. They have different levels, perfect for self-studying. And when I wanted to do my DELA exam, I had to do some, questions, some sample questions. So I bought the cronometro. Why am I pronouncing it in English accent? El cronometro for DELA exam. So if you want to take the DELA exam, I highly recommend that you guys buy this book. And if you're from Iran and you're looking for a good self-study resource that takes you to A2 level, I highly recommend Español de Cirus, Spanish in 30 days. And this book is so dirty because I've been using it a lot. I really liked it though. Of course, you can learn Spanish in 30 days, but anyway, it's a good, book to just get the basics of the language, but it's not enough, so keep that in mind. So like the grammar explanation is really short and there are not many exercises to do, so I used to find the grammar points and do exercises on these books that I told you guys about, or just watch some YouTube videos. I have a full video on my Spanish resources. You can check that video out. I introduced many YouTube channels, podcasts, and stuff like that, so you can check that out. And again, if you're a Persian speaker, you can buy Español dar Safar. It's not for studying like Spanish, like actually studying. It's good if you want to travel to Spain and you need a book to just look for important conversations or some basic vocabulary. Yeah, I don't even know why I bought it. This is the book that I regret buying, to be honest. Yeah, you can just find these conversations and words on the internet. You don't have to buy this book. Let's move on to Russian. So I want to start with the book that we studied back in school. It's this one. Okay, so again, this is course book. You cannot really study these books on your own without a teacher, but I really loved it. Like, just the way everything is organized is really pleasing. And then there is this book that I don't have it here with me. Yeah, I will put it here. Ruski Sezon. It was also good, but again, it was course book. I studied it back in Iran, so I do not recommend it for those who want to self-study Russian. But if I want to tell you guys about the books that I studied, like to self-study Russian, this is my baby. I love it so much. Говорите правильно. If you're looking for a book that can teach you both vocab, grammar, reading, and listening, this is a perfect self-study resource. I absolutely love it. It has English explanation for everything, translation, it has CD. This is good for my Persian speakers, for my Iranian followers. So this is in Persian. I'm really sorry. This is good for my Persian speaker friends. So زبان روسی به اختصار. It's a really small book, but it just tells you all the basics and all the padej, you know, all the difficult grammar points in Russian. It just simplifies everything for you and makes life much easier. And again, do you remember I talked about this book, Spanish in 30 Days? Again, there is something called Russian in 30 Days. That's the same exact book in Russian. So basically, you get to A2 level only by reading this book. Of course, you can't master Russian in 30 days again, but this book was also really useful for me because at the beginning when I started Russian, I didn't really want to go deep into the grammar and I wanted more practice with my Russian reading, so I bought this book. I don't know if you guys can find it outside Iran, but this one was really good for my Russian reading skills. And I know that many of you guys find Russian writing pretty challenging. I used these baby books to practice my Russian writing. Again, I don't know if you guys can find it outside Iran, but don't worry, you can just use this app. You know, like with the technology, we do not need all these books. You can just find some apps and practice anything you want. Again, this one, Italian in 30 days. I have a whole package of these books. I'm in love with these books. So yeah, again, we have this. If you're a Turkish speaker, I have two books for you guys. This is Italian grammar. This was a gift from a friend. So nice of her. And as for practicing my reading, I used this book. So basically, on one page you can see the Turkish text, and on one page you can see the translation in Italian. This is a perfect way for polyglots and multilinguals to practice different languages. So with the help of this book, I was able to practice both Italian and Turkish. And my main resource for Italian was Espresso. So basically, Espresso is a course book. I studied this book in school with a teacher, so I do not recommend you guys to study this book on your own. So if you want to self-study Italian, I recommend that you guys watch this video. I shared more books and YouTube channels. Let's move on to Arabic. I'm really sorry I do not have that many Arabic books with me now. I studied Arabic 13 years ago, so obviously I do not have my books here at all. I made a video about my Arabic resources and the things that I find interesting and useful for you. You can check that out. So I'm just gonna go with this. My absolute favorite Arabic vocab book. So basically you can find words related to economics, business, sports, politics, anything. But again, this book is only good and suitable for my Persian speakers. So yeah, I'm sorry, but this book is great. I'm in love with it. Let's move on to Turkish. So as anyone else, I studied Istanbul books. They are great. Again, these books are course book. You cannot use them for self-studying. I mean, you can, but it's just hard. So what I do is that I combine these books with some YouTube channels. There are some YouTube channels that teach these books for free. I introduced those channels to you guys on my videos. So basically for B1 level, I did not go to school. I just bought this book, the B1 book, and I watched the videos on YouTube. There was this teacher who was literally teaching this whole book for free. Let's move on to oh my god, these two books are the ones that I regret buying, to be honest. These two books are in Persian. So basically, since I was coming to Turkey, I was looking for something that I could use in the street. So I bought these books that basically they have all the conversation and stuff that you need while traveling inside Turkey. You know, when you go to restaurant, you just open this book and read the dialogues, and then they understand what you say. Now we have Google Translator. Why would we even need these books? So definitely not recommended. And I have this little cute book. Since my level is still not that high in Turkish, I was not able to buy an actual book to practice Turkish. So I started with these baby books, and yeah, I can understand everything on this book, and it's really fun for me. So if you are still a language learner, you can try this method. You can buy some children books and try to read and practice your reading. Here we go with Chinese. I studied Chinese at school, so I used all those advanced books that you guys can't buy outside. Like, you cannot easily find those books because those books were university books. And I don't have them with me now in Turkey, so I will not talk about the books that I studied back at school. I will just go with books that you can actually buy to learn Chinese. So these HSK books are just perfect if you guys want to self-study Chinese, and if you guys want to take the HSK exam. And if you guys want to take the HSK exam, I have my HSK exam really soon. I'm practicing HSK with this book. So it basically has all the HSK exam samples, so you guys can practice HSK using this book. I studied French 10 years ago, 12 years ago, right? So I do not have my books here with me in Turkey. Right now, I do not study French anymore. So I don't have any books here with me. Like, I don't even have one single French book with me right now. I'm so sorry. But I'm just gonna go through some of the pictures that I have here on my iPad. And I'm gonna share with you guys the books that I studied when I was younger. So basically, Eco, Edito, Taxi, these books were the ones that I studied at school. Anything progressive, literally grammaire progressive for grammar, vocabulaire progressive for vocab. Communication progressive for communication. Conjugaison progressive for conjugation. These books are amazing. When I was younger, you guys, at that time, you know, I'm old. So 10 years ago, we did not have internet, we did not have all these great apps. If I saw a new verb and I didn't know how to conjugate it, I had to go through Becherel to find out about it. But thanks God, now we have the app, so you don't have to buy this book. So when I finished the B2 level and I wanted to take the DELF exam, I used ABC DELF B2. Of course, you can buy different levels. They have from A1 to C1. I had so many English books, you guys. But I'm just going to keep it short. I don't want to go into too many details. These were all the books that I studied back in school for English, but again, these are course books. If you want to self-study English, we can talk about it now. Okay, again, I don't have the books right now with me here, but as for vocabulary, Oxford Word Skills series helped me a lot. They have 3 books. These 3 books literally changed my life. Like, I owe my English vocabulary to these 3 books. They're just perfect, you guys, for self-studying. Idioms and phrasal verbs. So after reading these 3 books, you can go for this one because it's just perfect. Another book that really helped me with my vocab, as you guys can see, I destroyed this book. It's called Focus on Vocabulary. I only have the second one here. This is the first one. So there are 2 of them, and these books are amazing if you guys want to just learn some advanced vocab. I had so many great vocab books back in Iran, but I just can't remember their names because I studied English 10 years ago. So I can't remember, but yeah, again, I will make another video in Iran, don't worry. Let's talk about my IELTS resources. Again, these books, I talked about all my IELTS resources on this video and all my English resources, like general English resources on this video. I introduced many podcasts, YouTube channels, literally any resources that I use. So you can check those 2 videos out. Yeah, so these books are really famous for IELTS. I bought them and I passed my IELTS with the help of these books. For IELTS vocabulary, I had this book, which was not my favorite, but I'm sure that most of the vocab that appear in IELTS are from this book. I can guarantee that. I had a grammar book. Oh, it's here. This is Grammar for IELTS. This one, I didn't like it that much either, but again, if you want to take IELTS, you have to read this because it's the one that will help you with your writing. You don't have to buy other books. But I just didn't like it, so it's just my personal opinion. I talked about this book on my How I Got 8.5 on IELTS Speaking. This book was the reason why I got an 8.5. If you want to know more about this book, you can check out my video. This is perfect. It has all the questions and topics for IELTS. And last but not least, this book that literally every single Iranian has this book in their house. Do I regret buying this? Yes. Can I learn these words on these apps? Yes. So I bought this book, but I did not actually learn these words from this book because it was hard for me to memorize 504 words just by reading a book. So I played some quizzes and I learned these words through their app. So on their app, it's much easier for you to memorize the words using some games and some fun activities. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you liked it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and to subscribe to my channel. Thank you and bye!